This is 7 National News. Here are the headlines. UAE President holds talks with Emir of Kuwait. MENA consumers buy more food than they need. And Masdar chosen to lead Clean Energy Research Network. And in our top story, President of the UAE, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, held talks at Al Roda Palace with His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, Emir of Kuwait, in the presence of the Vice President and Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Sheikh Khalifa welcomed the Emir of Kuwait and his entourage, stressing that the visit would further boost the fraternal ties between the two countries and peoples. The two sides discussed the relations and ways to boost them in different fields. Sheikh Khalifa and Sheikh Sabah also tackled the joint GCC work and exchanged views on the latest developments in the regional and international arenas. Recruitment agencies must only be managed and owned by Emiratis, and those who break the law will be prosecuted and will face hefty fines and jailed. According to a local newspaper, a senior official from the Ministry of Labour has said that recruitment agencies cannot be owned and managed by expatriates or rented to expatriates. Until recently, the ministry stopped issuing recruitment agency licences, but started issuing again in order to encourage Emiratis to own and work in the field. According to the newspaper report, Humaid bin Dimas, acting Director General, stated there cannot be any compromise on the policy of Emiratisation and recruitment agencies. Abu Dhabi's Masdar Institute has been selected by the EU GCC Clean Energy Network to lead the Gulf in developing a clean energy research network. Masdar was chosen over other regional institutions, and the network looks to encourage the collaboration of projects linked to energy efficiency, carbon capture and storage, smart grid systems and market integration. The National Technical University of Athens will be Masdar's counterpart in Europe. Officials say that this will help put Abu Dhabi on the map as a leader in the area of clean energy. As this week's 19th Dubai International Boat Show takes place in the Emirates, it's no surprise everyone's focus is on yachts and leisure crafts. But one very important factor that often determines the success of a country's boating industry are the marinas. Earlier, June Wrigley sat down with the CEO of one of the region's leading providers of marina development projects.
We're here with Michael Horgan, the CEO of Morjan Marinas. Michael, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
So, Michael, recently there have been a lot of economic hurdles. What industry trends are you seeing specifically in the Middle East?
But from 2009 onwards, there's been a real strengthening and stabilisation, certainly in the marina market and in the Middle East in particular. Through 2010 and our projections for 2011, it's stronger than it's been for a long time, and certainly Morjan Marinas, we're busier than we've probably been since 2007, 2008, and my projections are very good, very aggressive.
There seem to be a lot of new marinas berths coming in the pipeline in the Gulf, specifically in Doha and Amman. How will this affect the industry?
The overall scale of new marinas coming online has reduced significantly. All of those locations that you've identified have really new significant facilities coming on, many of them in 2011, and they're representing a new benchmark in the industries. So what you're seeing is perhaps less developments overall happening in the Gulf, but a higher quality, a more select performance niche. I like to call it a performance niche.
So I guess it's more quality versus quantity now.
Absolutely. And I think what you're finding generally in the economy is spending is still happening, but people are more selective and more careful and more analytical about where they're going to spend the money.
Who do you think is driving this demand?
Certainly the Gulf nationals are an important part of it. When you look at the larger, more expensive cruising vessels, the one that go long distances, the case of Middle East ownership internationally is very, very high. There's two sort of user groups or customer service bases. One is domestic market, smaller boats that stay in the immediate area. The other ones are the larger cruising boats that will travel, for example, Oman through the Gulf, down through Dubai, Abu Dhabi, onto Doha. And they represent even more diverse geographies, for example, India, which is an emerging market.
And how is Dubai and the UAE unique in terms of its marinas infrastructure?
I think a lot of things come together, certainly in the Middle East, to make that appealing. One is how nice the cruising coastlines are, so that's part of it. But also, when you get the high-quality berthing destination, when you get there, you want to be able to do things. You want to have good shopping, you want to have good food and beverage, you want to have good recreation and entertainment. With the new developments where residential towers, shopping malls, cinemas, food and beverage malls, similar to what we have here in Dubai, with the prevalence of those sort of developments, people can come in and they can recreate, they can live, they can moor their boat, they can work even, as we do here, and have everything about their lifestyle all in one place. And that's pretty influential for a potential real estate buyer or boat owner.
Well, great. Thank you so much for your time and your expertise.
Pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Minister of Education has approved a new student code of conduct and has directed school administrations to employ it. The new code of conduct is in line with the Ministry's interest in creating a modern educational environment for students, teachers, administrators and parents, Humaid Mohammed Obaid Al-Kouattami. The Minister of Education stressed that students are the centre of the Ministry's development initiatives. The Code of Conduct includes 20 main items that will aim to create a safe educational environment. The code also included the procedures that have to be taken in the event of undisciplined students and their violations. Now, consumers in the region are buying and consuming more food than they need, according to a government report. It's advised that the average person needs around 2,700 calories per day. But the report reveals people in the MENA region are buying an average of 3,600 per day. Researchers at the Department of Economic Development say that buyers are either eating or buying more food than they should. The government is looking to warn against unnecessary price increases, as well as the awareness and economic loss of food wastage. The UAE University spent 80 million dirhams last year on over 100 research projects that were carried out at the same time as researchers that are vital to the country's social and economic development. Dr. Al-Kanbashi stressed that the UAEU's researchers focus on pressing needs of the UAE and has direct significance to key government policy areas, including engineering, humanities, environment, agriculture, social sciences and health. The university is ranked as the top research institution in the GCC and second in the Arab world. And in our world news, New Zealand authorities have given up hope of finding any more survivors from last week's devastating earthquake and will now look to recover the remaining victims. The head of the Civil Defence said there had been no live rescues since last week, and the grim reality was that no more people would be found alive. 70 people were pulled out alive from levelled buildings in the city's central business district when the quake struck at 12:51 p.m. last Tuesday, February the 22nd, at a time when the city centre was full of lunching office workers and shoppers. The last person found alive was the day after. The confirmed death toll is now 161, with police estimating that the final toll may be as high as 240. Making it the second worst natural disaster after the 1931 Napier earthquake, which claimed 256 people. Preliminary costs of the quake have been put as high as 15 billion New Zealand dollars. And up next, Linda Berenger has the day's business news.